Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, August 17th, 2021, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are controlling the price. I consider it mainly noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, best information, and best technology, and I believe those are the people in the position to determine what the most valid price of the day is, and therefore that is why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon that closing price. So thank you for coming today. I appreciate you being here. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you are having a good day. It's a wild day in the markets. We'll get to that shortly, but really appreciate you being here, spending your time here, investing your time, and I hope that it's helping you with your trading and your investing. Currently, the Dow Jones is down 347 points, down 0.97, just under 1%. The NASDAQ is down 149 points. It's down 1.01%. It was down about 200 points earlier. And the S&P is down 38 points, 0.86%. So red across the board, volatile day. Hope everyone is staying safe out there and adhering to your stops and your position size and all of that. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today. I will share those with you as well. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' current positions, see how those are doing. It's a red day, but I do see some green over there, so that's good. So we'll take a look where they bought, why they bought, and how the positions are doing. After that, we'll talk about trader psychology. Very important, especially on a day like today, when emotions get amplified. It's very important to keep your emotions under control. And in my humble opinion, the best way to do that is with proper position sizing. So we'll spend a few minutes on trader psychology. After that, I have gone down through the results, down through my watch list. I have also gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements when I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, you need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1, based upon strong support below you and strong and likely resistance above you. If I'm risking $1,000 on a trade, I want to be able to make at least $2,000 or more to make the asymmetrical math work. And then lastly, please have a complete trading plan regardless of what you buy or why you buy it. For me, that includes the following. 1, I need to adjust my position size based upon the current volatility of the market. 2, I need to know what my maximum allowed loss is. 3, I need to know where my emergency stop is. 4, I need to know where my end of day stop is. 5, I need to know where my overhead or my intraday profit targets are. 6, I need to know where significant overhead resistance levels are. And 7, I need to have a good trailing stop methodology in place. So if I have a trade that goes my way, I do not give it all back. All right, so with those 3 criteria, I am going to go through the candidates that I have. We'll look at the risk to reward. We'll look at the multiple time frames. We'll take a look at all that. And if I find something that makes sense to me, I will buy it at the close or right before the close. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need any clarification, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me that they'd like me to update on the board, if you could please be so kind and wait till the end of the day after the market closes before you tell me about them. And then that way I'm done teaching, trading, pressure's off, and I will we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all taken care of. Okay. All right. So that's the plan. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast.
The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much.
All right, let's see who's here today. Kamal is here. Good to see you, my friend. Good phone call or good Skype call last night. Thank you for your time and thanks for doing that. And also, Kamal, thank you for everything that you do for this channel and your friendship. I really appreciate it. Tracy Peterson is here. Nice to see you, Tracy. Hope you are doing well. Hope Paxton is also doing well. Anya T is here. Hi, everyone. Hello, Anya. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope your day is going well. Kat is here. Hello, Kat. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Johnson is here. Hi, Greg, and hello, fellow risk managers. Ooh, I like that, Johnson. Remember, that's what we are. We're risk managers. We're not traders. We manage risk. We look at things in our life and go, is this a good risk to reward ratio? Jonathan is here from Ireland. Good to see you. Evening, Greg and group. Good evening to you, sir. Miko25 says, good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Hello, Mr. Miko. Nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. David is here. Hello, Mr. David. David says, hi, Greg and group. Nice to see you, David. Hope you are doing well. Hope you and the family is doing well. Also, Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Lova, is here. Michael, it's good to see you as always. Thanks for all your analysis that you do every day. I appreciate it. Ava is here. Hi, Ava. Nice to see you. Looking forward to our lesson tonight. 6:30 my time, right? George is here. Hi. George says, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, George. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. There's Lilia. Lilia, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope the dogs are doing well. And hope the rabbits are the rabbit. I can't remember if it's rabbit or rabbits, but I hope you are doing well also. So, let's get moving here. Amazon. Well, myself, Rich, Ava, Steve, and Michael Martin, heck of a setup, actually. I bought half a position on Amazon back here when we tested the 200-day. I bought it at 32.9487. This is wrong. Yesterday, I bought it right about the same price. I didn't even. But yesterday was the better entry signal. Under 30, over 30. Intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Rejection of the 250. And a V1. I mean, about as good as of a signal literally as you can get. But I guess I'm trying to make the point here. It does not matter how many confluences, does not matter how many signals line up. It doesn't mean it's going to have to go up. I mean, this is about as perfect as it gets. Good risk to reward ratio. But it's down 1.59% today. We've lost to 200. We've lost to 250. My end of day stop on this trade is a close below the 200. So right now it is below. Yesterday we had a miraculous recovery and able to hold the trade. I don't know if that's going to be the case today. We shall find out, but I'm looking for a close over the 200-day moving average in order to keep it. So far this trade is down on the day and also down on the trade. ATVI, Gary, David, Dynamic Duo, and Michael Martin, we all bought ATVI with a higher low V2 entry signal and a rejection of the negative third ATR channel at 82.43. Moved up nicely, scale out as I always do on the way up, got to trailing stop level, went above 50, below 50, sold half of my position here because of the rejection of the 50. It did move 1.5 ATRs for my entry. So today it got back to my entry point. And so I am out of ATVI. So I did make money on the trade, even though the second half was at break even, because the first half and the profit targets on the way up turned this into a profitable trade. So I am out of ATVI. So I actually only have Amazon on the daily. Overnight SPY trade, not so hot tamale. Bought this at the close yesterday at 446.97. Of course, we gapped down to 444.28. Did take the loss from 446.97 down to 448.28. I will buy this again today at the close. Hold it overnight, as I always do. Take the overnight risk. Sell it first thing tomorrow morning at the open. So couple kind of knocks the last couple days with the overnight SPY trade, but that's how it goes. And if any of you watched me trade this in 2020, you know this is child's play, because during the first 6 months of 2020, the overnight SPY trade was brutal. Actually ended up making money on the year net, but if for those of you that were around, 15-20 point gap downs were not unusual. It was not fun. So we'll be buying this today at the close. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. I did have an intraday trade on Tesla. This one was a losing trade. Bought this right here. We had a V1 under 30, over 30, bought it at 660.60, and then the next bar closed below halfway of the water. No, excuse me. Came down here, got stopped out when we closed under 30. This line is something else, so let me get rid of that. Yeah, I felt like that was a lot bigger loss than that, and it was. So I bought here, under 30, over 30 in the V1, bought it at 660.60, sold it for a loss at 656.70. So about a 5-point loss on Tesla. And now it's taken off like crazy. Apple. Did have some good trades on Apple. First one, the day here. Was a higher low V1 back in the value zone. Bought it here at 150.14, sold part at 150.56, sold another part at 150.85, sold another part 151.36, then finally had a close below the previous day's low. So this was a nice trade. In at 150.14, out at 150.56, out at 150.85, out at 151.10, and out at 151.56. That was trade 1. Trade 2 was over here with a deep dip buy rejection of the 250-day moving average. I bought it at 149.25. About a half an hour later, moved up nicely. I sold half at 149.53. I sold another half of a half at 149.67. And then we had a close below the 200-day moving average out at 149.18. So the winning trades were 149.25 to 149.53 to 149.67. And then the last quarter, I had a loss from 149.25 to 149.18. So 7-cent loss on that one. So all in all, good day trades. Grateful for that. And then let me see if I can take these off, because I know we have David here. And then that's about right. Yep, that's right, just like that. Let me check over here. So what I have to keep track of today is Amazon with a close below the 250-day moving average. Below the 200-day moving average. I am already out of ATVI at the second half at break even, buying the overnight SPY trade. And then I showed you the trades on Tesla and Apple. VIX up nice today. VIX up 5.05%, but off of its high. All right. Packy is here. Nice to see you, Paxton. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Proud of you. And Tracy, really doing well with your trading and your analysis. Steve Burns is here. Hello, Steve. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here as always. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Steve. And I mean that, and I know everyone else feels the same way. Frank is here. Another person I have to thank for their input and all their great contributions, specifically your poems and your fun facts and your wittiness, Frank. Thank you, as always. Like to thank you, everyone, every day. And Frank says, hello, Greg and Group. Nigma says, hi, can everyone put a bunch of money in the stocks I'm invested in? That will probably work, Nigma. I like that plan. That sounds like it actually would work. All right, let's take a look at your positions and see how those are doing. Jonathan bought ZTS at 201.40. It's 206.12. It's up 1.37 dollars today, up 0.67%, and really nice relative strength here. Jonathan is up 2.36% on this trade on a big down day, so very, very nice. Match.com Kamal got into Match.com yesterday at the close at 134.30. It's 131.86. It's down 2.1% today, and it is also down on the trade. IQV has been very strong for the dynamic duo and for Ava. Congratulations. Like the sideways motion in the trigger, they bought it at 248.10. It's 256.50. It's up 0.45% today alone, and it is up about 3.35% on the trade. AGQ, all right, Steve and the dynamic duo did buy AGQ back at 37.18 with an under 30, over 30, was positive yesterday. Today it's down 2.09%, so this one is down on the trade and also down on the day. FAS, Frank bought FAS with the 520 crossover in the value zone at 109.05. Has moved up beautifully. Last couple days down a little bit. It is down 2.95% today, but Frank is up 9.52%. Very nice there, Frank. McDonald's, all right. Dynamic duo had a nice false breakout to the downside V2 in the value zone on McDonald's, 235.60. It's 239.57. It is down a bit today, but the dynamic duo is up 1.68% on the trade, which is most important. Lemonade, Kamal did buy Lemonade at the close with the rejection of the negative third ATR channel, bought it at 71.90. It's 68.24. It's down 5% today, unfortunately, so it is down on the day and down on the trade. Caterpillar, Ava bought Caterpillar all the way back here on the 3rd of August at 205.30 with a rejection of the 200-day moving average and a V1, moved up beautifully. Last 4 days, we have had a bit of a pullback. It is down 2.25% today, but Ava is still up 3.63% on the shares that she has remaining. Uber, Kamal did buy Uber yesterday. It looks like an under 30, over 30, deep dip by 41.45. It's 41.19. This is down 0.77% today, so it's down on the day, and it is also down on the trade. UGL, Steve Burns, nice trade here on UGL, which is double leverage gold with an under 30, over 30, bought at 55.63. It's 57.64. It is down a bit today, but still up on the trade, 3.49%. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, we have a little bit more. IWM, okay, no one's in that. Spotify, I have Michael Martin in Spotify over at 226.35. It's 206.80. I think Michael is out of this, but haven't got confirmation on that. Hope he is, because it is down substantially from the entry, but I imagine Michael is out of that. I'm hoping. Oh boy, Ava. All right, so Ava bought Love all the way back here on 8/9 at 56.90. Beautiful, almost low of the bar. Moved up really, really nice. I know Ava has been scaling out on the way up. At least I think so. I hope so. I pray so. Because today down 7.77%. But again, I'm pretty sure she was scaling out on the way up, and that's the way I like to do it. I like to lock in a little bit of profits when they're there, so that if you do get a day like today, it mitigates the loss to the downside. Did bounce nicely at the 200-day moving average, rejected it. Now it's back above. So you'll just have to let us know what's going on with that one, Ava. And then pins, dynamic duo, did buy pins under 30, over 30 at 56.90. It's 56.04. It's down 84 cents. Oh, well, it's down 84 cents total on the trade. It's down 28 cents today on the day, but it is down on the day and it is down on the trade. And then lastly, CNK, dynamic duo about CNK yesterday, false breakout to the downside, V1, 14.63, and a double bottom with the bullish divergence. It's down 7 cents. It's down 0.48%. So anyway, mainly red today. Glad to see a little green over there for some people. All right. Take a quick little look at the VIX. I'd like to look at this intraday here. Okie doke. Waterbender is here. Hello, Waterbender. Nice to see you. Hope things are going well for you in Chicago. Dan is here. Hey, Dan. What's up, bud? Good to see you. Little wavy guy waving right back at you. Tracy says, does Etsy 520 back test? Well, let's take a look and see, shall we? I'm pulling this up here on ETF replay. Okay. Like this and that and that and this and 5 and 20. All right, here we go. Here is etfreplay.com. This is what I use for backtesting. I am using this with permission of etfreplay.com. We have a 520 crossover. We're running the backtest, the 520 EMA crossover. And yes, it does backtest positively, 137.9% compared to 1,052 on the buy and hold. The drawdown on the 520 crossover method is less than buy and hold, which is usually the case, but still pretty substantial. So it does backtest well. It has about a 3-to-1 win to loss profit factor, but it only wins about 32% of the time. All right. Ava says, lovely drop in love, holding small remaining piece if it closes over the 200. So you've been phasing out, Ava. I think that's what's implied by that. So Frank has a poem for us. Let's check it out. All right. Let's take a look at this and see. Some say it can't be done. At the end of the day, the markets will have won. Big shots controlling everything under the sun. Traders take their stand and do not run, focused on knowledge and their power of one. Woo! Read that again. Some say it can't be done. At the end of the day, the market will have won. Can understand that. Big shots controlling everything under the sun. Traders take their stand and do not run, focused on knowledge, their power of one. There is a power of one. I think what was that was the Army slogan for a while, right? Power of one. Hey, listen, yes, there's big people out there. There's big groups controlling a lot of money, all this stuff. Do we as small small retail traders, do we have a chance? We do have a chance, everybody, and let me tell you why. We do not have to buy until we are ready. That's the number one advantage that you have over the big financial institutions. They have order flow, and in other words, they have to buy. They have to buy. They're accumulating. They're distributing. They're getting orders from clients. They have to buy. They cannot just sit back, be very, very patient, and wait for that perfect swing or perfect pitch across the plate. That is our number one advantage. We have lots of disadvantages. We're not as fast. We don't have the information. We don't have the technology. But what makes it an even playing field is that we have the ability to be patient, and wait for our trades. So that's what I get out of Frank's poem. Some say it can't be done. At the end of the day, the markets will have won. Big shots controlling everything under the sun. Traders take their stand and do not run, focused on knowledge and their power of one. And your power of one comes from being patient and adhering to your rules. That's our number one advantage. We should take care of it. Paxton says, wow, Frank, that's spot on. 100% is spot on. Dan has clappy claps. Waterbender has clappies. Ava says, really love this one, Frank. I 100 million billion % agree. Okay. So, again, on Amazon, looks like it's closing under the 200-day moving average. It went under 30, over 30 here, so that's a bit of a good sign. But my stop when I started was not the 30 RSI. My stop was the 200-day, and right now it's under it, and therefore I will adhere to that stop, take my loss, and look, if it closes back above the 200-day moving average in the future, I'll get in it again, right? So it's not, we don't have to divorce this forever, right? It's just temporary. If it continues down, I'll be glad. If I can get back over that 200-day moving average, get that 200-day as support underneath me, it'll feel a lot better to me than the 200-day moving average above me as resistance. And again, ATVI got out today on half of the shares at the remaining amount. What are we at? Dow Jones down 365, NASDAQ down 159, and the S&P down 46. Wow. Big day. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. I really do. Frank says, thank you so much, Greg, Paxton, Dan, Waterbender, and Ava. That's right. Well, they're great poems, Frank. It would be fun for one day to just understand how you come up with those. You know, I know you've been asked many times. I know that you mentioned it comes out of the ether for you, but I mean, what a gift, right? I mean, that is just what a special gift to be blessed with, to be able to do that. Writing poems, writing songs. It's amazing, Frank. It really, really is. So what do we have? We have about 127. All right. So listen, we're about halfway of the show. And you know, about halfway, I like to talk about trader psychology. I have some really great channels that I follow on Twitter and Facebook that post good trading words of wisdom, great sayings about trading psychology, maybe just some helpful tips on trading. You know, I have a handful of my favorite ones. One of my favorite is Julian Komar. Julian is a professional trader and stock trading educator from Germany. Would like to meet Julian one day if I ever go to Germany. He is at blog Julian Komar over on Twitter. Please follow him. He's a seriously solid trader and has great posts. And I've read his posts many, many times. But check him out over on Twitter, Julian Komar. So this is a overrated, underrated list. Overrated number of screens. I had to laugh when I saw this. When I first started trading back in the 90s, and when I was in my 20s, my room looked like the space shuttle. I had so many screens up and down, stacked all over the place, all sorts of craziness. Did it help my trading? No, it did not. It looked cool. It looked like the Starship Enterprise, but just more stuff to look at. I think number of screens are totally overrated. I mean, you can only focus on so many things. For years and decades, I have traded now with one screen. I have two screens now because I do the podcast and I use it for the podcast. But other than that, I am fine with the laptop and the screens, all I need. But you're right. Number of screens, Julian, I think is completely overrated. Fancy indicators. Do you know what chart jewelry is? Chart jewelry is when you have so many indicators you can't really tell one thing from the other. But yeah, I mean, I know people. I spoke with someone in the last couple days that has some very, very expensive indicators. He's like, "What do you think? Think I'll make a lot of money with these?" And you know me, I'm like, probably not. You know, you get your position size taken care of, get a good risk to reward ratio. It's really all that matters. There's no special secret indicators, although, you know, marketers out there will certainly will try to imply that there are, but there are not. Trading fees. Well, geez, what, a year ago, 2 years ago, we all paid commissions. It's totally changed trading. But yes, trading fees, not so fun. And definitely overrated. Glad that we're living in a world right now where most of us don't pay any commissions. High frequency trading and algos. These are trading bots. Had a long discussion last night with Kamal and a friend of mine from Honduras, and talking about algorithms and so forth. And you know, Kamal really described algorithms in a really great way and said, look, you know, yeah, algorithms are going to do what you tell it to do, but it's still going to have the bias from the person programming it. Yeah, I think there's some advantages to algorithms. I think there's some advantages to bots, but again, garbage in, garbage out, right? If it's not a good trading methodology, or the rule and the code's not good, it's not going to produce. So it sounds fun. You just turn it on, you sit back, you watch The Price is Right in your boxers, and you just make a ton of money. I'm not saying they don't work. There are some that definitely do, but I think overrated. Charting software. Well, I was a little conflicted when I saw this one. Of course, I have software. I have charting software. And to be honest on this one, I don't know how I'd get around it, Julian, honestly. I guess I could just completely look at price, but I do use indicators. So maybe we're not on the same page, but or is it overrated? I don't know. I can't even say it's overrated. So maybe we'll just agree to disagree on that one. Underrated. Mindset work. Yes. You know, I go on my walk every day after trading. I use it as a time to debrief myself, think about what I did right, what I did wrong, what I can do better, right? And, you know, I do deep breathing exercises. I do meditation, things like that in regards to my trading. You know, I take it very, very seriously, but mindset work is important because at the end of the day, your mindset is going to make the difference between whether you're a profitable trader or not. Work with a mentor. Well, this sounds a little self-serving, I imagine, because I am a mentor and I do teach lessons. But listen, you know, in any sport, in any endeavor, it's good to have a coach. It's good to have a mentor, right? You know, playing guitar, right? I had a teacher, I had a mentor. Sports, I had all sorts of coaches throughout my life. And listen, I think it is totally underrated. I think it's great to have a mentor, not even maybe teaching you lessons like I do, but just a mentor, someone to talk to, look up to, maybe get advice from. You know, and it doesn't even have to be someone. It doesn't even have to be someone in the stock trading world. It can just be someone else. But find someone that you can look up to, that can mentor you, can help you. Simplicity and robustness. Simple is best, right? KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Simple approaches, like I'm in this stock above the 200. I'm out of the stock underneath, right? I'm totally on board, Julian, with the simplicity and the robustness. What does robustness mean? Robustness means that the approach that you're using works on any time frame and any stock, any market, any time frame. You know, you can take some approaches. It backtests well on a weekly, but not on a daily. It backtests on the daily, but not on the weekly. That means it is not robust. Robust means any market, any time frame. Long-term view, of course, it is underrated. You can make a lot of money in the long run without a lot of risk, but everyone wants to make the money right away. So think of each trade as just the next one of the next 1,000 trades. Try to take the long view. Taking the long view in anything in life, I believe, is underrated and should be done more. And following a clear process. That's what I was telling you about earlier in the day with my 7 requirements for a complete trade. And I guess I'll just mention them right here. Position sizing for volatility, number 1. Number 2. Knowing what your maximum allowed loss is on any one trade. 3, knowing where your emergency stop is. 4, knowing where your end of day stop is. 5, knowing where your overhead intraday profit targets are. Number 6, knowing where significant overhead resistance levels are. And number 7, having a good trailing stop. So there you go. Overrated, number of screens, fancy indicators, trading fees, high frequency trading, and algos and charting software. Underrated. Mindset work with a mentor, simplicity and robustness, long-term view, following a clear process, and what else? Anyone else have any input on what would be underrated or overrated? So anyway, please check out Julian Komar at blog Julian Komar over on Twitter. Thank you, Julian. Hope you're doing well, sir. This was helpful for me to read, and I hope it was helpful for everyone in the group. All right, Steve says most 30 RSIs and 200-day moving averages are not holding on individual stocks. Not a good sign for the overall market's health. I would agree. We talked about negative breath yesterday. Steve was nice enough to bring that up. Yep, some of the big stocks and the indexes look like they're doing well, but the underlying current, what's really going on under the surface is that a lot of the smaller individual stocks are doing very poorly and not respecting their 200-day moving averages or their 30 RSIs. In a healthy market, yes, we go down, we can bounce off those things, rally back up. But if you're having a hard time with those levels and it keeps testing them, losing them, testing them, losing them, it is about a bit of a bearish sign. Thank you, Steve. I think that's a really, really good point, that is not a good sign for the overall market's health. Waterbender says, Starship Enterprise. That's right. I wish I had an old picture of that. Oh my gosh. I had, I don't know, 8 screens on 2 different desks, and oh man, yeah, it was a cluster. Didn't help. Do a lot better with one. Frank has a fun fact. Cash is designed to emit a scent. The smell results from special paper and ink so that it can be easily detected by trained dogs. Oh, I like the smell of cash. Does that mean I'm a dog? Good to know. Steve says, Greg, what is your definition of chart jewelry again? Okay, so I learned this from Larry Williams, Steve, about people wanting to put on a lot of different indicators as adding on more jewelry. So by the time you have so many indicators on, it's just like wearing all this jewelry. It like looks nice, it looks fancy, it looks important, but really chart jewelry to me is just confusing, and it looks great, but it's not really helpful. Sometimes you just need to keep it simple and take some of that jewelry off and concentrate on what you have left, instead of 19 different indicators on there that look impressive for sure. But yeah, I've always called it chart jewelry when I see a chart that has too many indicators. I guess I could be guilty of that with my charts as well, though. But I feel like I need everything that's on that chart, right? And I know how to use them and so forth and so on. But I do see a lot of people's charts that are starting to trade, and I see a lot of nonsense going on, Kamal. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of nonsense with lots and lots and lots of indicators where you can't see the forest from the trees. Dan says, Glenn told us about a possible seasonal cycle drop. That's right. He has been saying that. Steve says, that's a great one, Frank. I did not know that. Frank says, leave it to the government, Steve. John, hey, what's going on, John? It's nice to see you. John wants to look at Sam. Let's take a look at Sam. Boston Beer Company. Yeah, I've been looking at some of the beer companies like Budweiser, and this one looks very similar. I mean, the beers have just fallen off a cliff. I mean, clearly, right? Would I buy this here? Well, MACD's positive. We have a V1. We're closed back over the negative third ATR channel, which is all good, although we're still under the 30 RSI. So, the way that I trade, John, I still can't take that trade because I need to get above the 30 RSI before I can do that. That 30 RSI here with my handy dandy little tool, I can see tomorrow what the 30 RSI is going to be right about here. So it does have some room to bounce, but I imagine if we got up to that 30 RSI, that's what's going to be overhead resistance, as it normally is support underneath it. But that's my take. I mean, MACD's positive. It's green on the day. That's good. That is definitely good. But the way that I trade, of course, my rules, I need that to at least be under the 30, over the 30 RSI. I guess I should take that back. If we had a nice 200-day underneath here, that I will buy a rejection of the 200-day moving average if it's under the 30 RSI, but only if I have the 200 or the 250 below me. And in this case, we do not. So hope that helps, John. Waterbender says, underrated. Having a system so you have something to stick when times get volatile. 100% true. That goes back to process, right? Having a simple system. I like that even better, Waterbender. Having a simple system so that you can stick with when times get volatile. I would also throw in position sizing based upon volatility, since you mentioned the word volatile. I like the way that I trade. It doesn't matter if the market's going up huge, down huge, not going. I position size so that it's all standardized across any volatility. Waterbender said, I saw a quote on Twitter that said, even if it was a loss, if you stuck to your system, then you've won. Yes, that's 100% true. You know, that's why Kamal and I, whenever we're trading and people in our trading group, you know, somebody has a loss, we don't say, oh, bummer, you had a loss. It's like good trade. It's a good trade, not because it won, but because the trader followed their process, and we can fall back on us following our process. That is a win. Holly said so. Holly said so. A gaudy chart. Yeah. Yep. That's a good word too. So she's saying that like chart jewelry would be equivalent to a gaudy chart. Tracy said Sam didn't drop a quarter ATR, so it isn't a V1. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, technically it is a V1. Remember the difference? It is a V1 in that it did go below yesterday's low and it is above yesterday's close, but it's not a valid V1. See, that's the distinction. Yes, it's a V1 for sure. Is it a valid V1? No, it is not, because it did not wash out the low by at least a quarter ATR. But thank you for bringing that up, Tracy. That is 100%, and that's 100% true, and I hope that's helpful. Let's see. All right, let me just take a little look here at everything. All right, well, let's get started, get rolling here. CCL. Well, earlier in the day, CCL was above the 200-day moving average. I was considering buying it, but now we have lost it. We were above the value zone. We've come right back down. We are in the value zone, but for me to get interested in CCL, it would have to close above this 250-day moving average. Alternatively, if it came down and we went under 30 over, that would be a different level. But where it is right now, I'm not interested in that. Teradyne. All right, so Teradyne does have a intraday rejection of the 250. What is that? TER. Let's go over here and test it and see how it back tests. If I can pull it up, I'm never quite sure. Oh, right, it's there. Okay. So let's go 250, and that's simple. And let's back test it. Does it back test well? 11.4%. That's it. It only wins 11.9% of the time. Has about an 8-to-1 profit factor. I don't think I'm too excited about that setup as that is right there. Yeah, I mean, it bounced off. If there was a double bottom and a bullish divergence and some other something going on, I might be interested, but where it is right now, I am not. Tesla. Well, Tesla, I was looking earlier for an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Still possible that we could close above the 200-day moving average. I already have this as a weekly trade, but I would add on to this to a daily swing trade, but if and only if it closes above the 200. It is not there right now, so right now it's off the board. Futu. Well, we do have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. Here's the low. Deep red MACD bars. We rallied to green MACD bars. Now we've come back down. We are lower than this low clearly. We do have a double bottom and a bullish divergence because the red bars here, even though we're lower, are not as deep over here. That's showing a slowing of selling momentum. The implication would be that we'd be going up. Let's check. Did this go under 30, over 30? Well, I assume it did. Yeah, 28.44. So it isn't under 30, over 30. With a double bottom and a bullish divergence, it's down 0.97% today, which is not too bad. So that is also a possibility. REKR, under 30, over 30. I don't like how it rejected the negative 1 ATR channel and the previous low. So that one's off the here's Domino's Pizza. Nice return to value, sideways motion. Didn't quite get a V1 or a V2. It's a little extended, I would imagine, at this point as well. Let me take care of that. Give me one sec, everybody. Sorry. See if I can find the middle there. If that'll work. Let's. Uh-oh, what's happening? But interesting. I mean, it is interesting, but there's just not a real signal there for me. SSNC into the value zone here. Don't see anything though. Sprouts Fresh Market, higher low V2. I would say that it's already rejected the 50 RSI, so I'm not going to look at that. And Momo, very similar to Futu. So what do I have? I have Futu, I have Sprouts Fresh Market, and I have Momo as a potential here. Momo and Futu are very similar. Here we have a 33.97. Again, double bottom bullish divergence, rejected the negative 2 ATR channel. Which one do I like better? I don't think, I'm not sure. Hold on one second. My window blew open there and knocked something over. It's spilling. Give me a sec. Sorry. Okay, catastrophe averted. All right, do I really want to buy anything? Under 30, over 30 with a double bottom bullish divergence. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is under the 50-day moving average. Not so excited about that. Sprouts Fresh Market already rejected the 50 RSI. Above, I don't like that. I will watch that to see if it maybe closes back above. My stop would be here, halfway the washout bar, but honestly, I'm not too thrilled. Although I do like that it's up today. And then Momo, under 30, over 30, double bottom, bullish divergent. Let's see if I like the weekly any better here. It's rejecting that negative 2 ATR channel. So honestly, as we sit right this second, I don't think I'm really interested in buying anything today. I'm going to have to sell my Amazon. I'm going to have to remember to do that. So we have about 10 minutes to go. So I will buy the overnight SPY trade today. I will be out of Amazon with a close under the 200-day moving average. So other than buying the SPY trade, I will be flat today. I will be flat today. Interesting. I haven't been flat for a long time. All right. All right, there we go. So Amazon's the list for me today, and that's about it. That's about it. All right. Steve says, I exited Amazon 32.38 for a 1.41% loss. Yep, same thing with me. Lilia would like to look at TTWO. Looks pretty good, Lilia. Take Two Interactive Software. Higher low, V, well, it's a V1, but a legitimate V2. MACD is crossed over. Let's take a look at the weekly. Just be a little careful on that one, Lilia, because on the weekly, you know, halfway is right about here of that big bar, 166. So maybe it has $3 more left in it. What would your stop be if you took this trade halfway to the washout bar there? To about 3 points as well. So to me, that looks like a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, not a 2-to-1 or larger. So that's my take on that. Steve says US dollar pushing back up towards the previous double top. Michael Wilkinson, Etsy. All right. Etsy looks pretty good. Bounced off the 200-day moving average. We have a bullish, golden cross, which means the 50 SMA is closing over the 200 SMA, and also a bullish engulfing bar. It looks like, I'm not 100% sure, and the 520 crossover, which does backtest well, as we looked at earlier. On the weekly, it's okay. Looks like we're above halfway that bar. It actually looks pretty good. It actually looks pretty good. Risk to reward ratio, well, I guess you're taking with it depends. Are you taking it with the 520 crossover, or are you taking it with the 200? Either are okay. But that looks fairly good. It'd be nice if we could trigger that fractal tomorrow. There's the fractal right there at about 196.40. So if we can break out of that range, if we can break over that fractal, that will probably be bring some more sellers there. But that looks fairly good. That looks fairly decent to me. All right, so I'm just going to hang out here, wait for Amazon to sell Amazon and buy my overnight SPY trade. Okay, we have 5 minutes to go. Need to clean up my Amazon loss, and that is about it. Double bottom, almost, not quite, but shaping up double bottom bullish divergence on Budweiser. Here we have the low, deep red MACD bars. We rallied to green. We have not come back and tested that, but if it does test that and it goes under 30, over 30, it would be a nice double bottom with the bullish divergence in a short amount of time to have that double bottom. I kind of like that. So we'll see what happens there. Frank has a fun fact. A zebra kick has nearly 3,000 pounds of force, enough to kill a full-size lion. Wow, okay, don't stand behind a zebra is the takeaway there. Steve says, my dogs jumped up and looked out the door when you said Amazon. Amazon, Amazon. All right. Uber. Well, it is holding the big up bar. I like, whenever you have big up bars like this, I do get interested if we get towards the low, because a lot of time it's hard to get stocks prices to go below a big up move like that. It's still holding the 30 RSI, Kamal. So technically, if you bought that with an under 30, over 30, that still is legitimate. It's down. I mean, it's down 1% today, but considering what the market is, it's not that bad. But, based on what I just said, though, with this big bar holding support and still holding the 30 RSI, technically it's still legitimate trade, from the long side, that is. Lilia says, zebras are super cool. I agree. I was in Africa and saw a bunch of zebras. Apple breaking the dollar mark. Apple's been strong. Oh, David bought Apple back here at 145.75. It's 150.20. Obviously, it's down a little bit on the day, but it's holding pretty nicely, and it is up 2.94% on the trade. So way to go, David. Steve says, all I am holding here is gold and silver and AGQ to see if this market gets interesting after a VIX spike today. Tesla closing above. Oh, I missed it, Ava. Sorry, time got away from me there. Shucks. Okay. Well, let's see where, I only bought one thing, right? I bought SPY, that's it. So I bought SPY at 444.04. $444.04. All right, That's my new overnight SPY trade. I did get rid of ATVI today because it moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry and came back. So I am out of that and out of Amazon. And I'm sitting here with my little SPY trade. That's it. So listen, if anybody has any questions for me today, please let me know. This will be a good time to answer them for you. If my students have any new entries or exits that they would like me to update on the board, just go ahead, put them in the live stream chat, and I'll get to that in a second. Just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a really great course. I teach you all 5 of my stock trading approaches. I teach you step by step. I put a lot of work into teaching. I really enjoy it. I've had really good success with my students. The course that I teach is a total of 15 hours. Each session is 3 hours. There's 5 sessions total for a total of 15. The price is $1,750, but it is worth every penny. I promise you, you will be a better trader when you're done. So look at it as an investment in yourself. If you are interested in doing this, taking this course with me, the one-on course with me, just send me an email. The email's in the description of the video. And write me and say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in the course. I'll write back and say, great, let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is for me to get to know you better, understand you and your trading, your challenges and your goals, and it's a good time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course that you have. And then after the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And one day, if you wake up and you're like, today's the day, I really want to take this seriously and I want to study with Greg, email me. We'll get the course scheduled and away we will go. Secondly, I do have a really good course on udemy.com. It's an online video course called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. You see me use this strategy all the time here on the podcast. It's a great course. I've had so many good reviews and feedback from all over the world. The best part, the course costs like $12 or $15. I mean, it's the best $12 or $15 that you'll ever spend to help you with your trading. The video course is 9.5 hours long, 26 videos, 15 study guides. And so if you're interested, the link is in the description, but do yourself a favor, spend the 12 or 15 bucks, watch the course, you're going to be a better trader. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here so they can get it out and share it. And there are a lot of people out there that need help with trading. I meet them all the time. They just don't know how to put it into context. And I think if we could get them to this channel, teach them some of the principles that I use, I think it will help their trading and their life, right? So you can help me help them by hitting the thumbs up button before you click on out of here. And if you would, I would really appreciate it. All right, let's take a look now. So we have Steve. Okay, Steve is out of Amazon. So we're going to take Steve off of Amazon. And I think all that leaves Steve with is gold and silver. Am I right? Yeah. Gold and AGQ. Tesla closing above 200 or trying to. UGL, right? Match.com. Where is Match? Okay, so we'll take Kamal off of Match. And Lemonade sold earlier. Okay. VIX has 2 days of higher highs and higher lows. I guess that would put us technically into an uptrend. Paxton is out of ATVI. Okay. In Etsy, on the 520. Okay, so you're going 520 route this way. Okay. Nice, Packy. So we'll put Pat, that's the dynamic duo.
Mr. Lead Video, with Overnight SPY, what is your strategy to exit overnight SPY entry? So I buy the SPY at the close and then I sell it first thing the next morning. That is the entire strategy. Let me see if I can find a link for you. All right, here's the link. And so what I'm going to do, Mr. Live Video or Mr. Lead Video, I put a link in the live stream. That is a short video on YouTube where I describe how I trade the overnight SPY strategy and the numbers and the results and the reasoning behind it. But yeah, I buy it at the close. I just sell it first thing in the morning. That's the entire strategy, and I just do it and rinse and repeat every day. Johnson says, board is almost clean. Maybe that is an indicator. It is an indicator. We talked about this. As the board gets smaller, I have found that we're getting closer to a bottom. Frank says, Walmart had some incredible earnings and hasn't moved much at all. Well, that's an indicator in itself. Waterbender's question, in terms of taking profits, you sell off in increments when your trade is up as to also let your winners run. That's correct. I sell, let's say, here's Etsy. It closed at 194.30. If I bought this today, I would look at the value of the 0.45 ATR, which is 411. I would take today's close, add 411. That number would be my first profit target. I take the first profit target, add 411 to it again. That would be my second. Take my second profit target level, add 411 again to it. That would be my third. So I will have three limit orders for the next day for 10% of whatever shares I have remaining. So yes, I like to sell into strength with the value of the 0.45 ATR added to today's close. So the close today, add 0.411. Get the first profit target. Add 411 to it again. Get the second profit target. Add 411 again to it. Get the third profit target. And that each one of those profit targets sell however many shares. So, here, we'll just do this for real, Waterbender. So here, if we were to take 194.30, that's the close, 194.30, add the value of the 0.45 to it, 0.411 plus 0.411. Tomorrow, if I bought this today, my first profit target would be 198.41. If I had 100 shares, I'd sell 10% or 10 shares at that 198.41 level. Then I would take that, I would add it again, the 411 to that. That would be my second one. I would also put a limit order for 10 shares in there as well. And then I would add 411 to that, and that gives me 206.63. So those three profit targets, I would sell 10 and 10 and 10. And that's why I do it. And so as it moves up, I'm selling shares, I'm selling into strength, but I'm continuing to hold the core position because I need to have big winners as well. Does that make sense? Jonathan is out of Amazon. Oh, Jonathan, I don't think I had you in here. Greg, Rich, Ava, Steve. I know Steve's out. All right. I didn't have you in. I'm sorry, my friend, but take you off. Ava, out of Amazon as well. Anya says, how do you tell on the chart that stock has returned to value? Well, the value zone are these two green lines right here, Anya. This is the one, this is the one, this is a negative one. Remember when we set up your charts, we set the one and the negative one. We colored them green. And so here, anywhere between here and here is the value zone. So here it's not in the value zone. Here it's not in the value zone. Here it finally came into the value zone. So anytime the price is between the 1 and the -1 ATR channel, anywhere in this zone here, that is the value zone. Kamal says, thanks, Craig. Have a great day. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate that. Hope you have a great day as well. Waterbender says, okay, that makes sense. All right, good. I like when it makes sense. So I still have Ava. No, do I have Ava still? Ava, you still in ATVI? I think you might be. So I have Ava, Gary, David, and Michael Martin still in ATVI. ZTS is Jonathan. That's a heck of a nice trade right there. Amazon got out of with the loss. Oh, Tesla did close above the 200-day moving average. You are right. Oy vey. Oy vey. Let's see. Tesla is a weekly. All right. TSLA. TSLA. All right. That's taken care of. Out of ATVI. Okay. All right, what's happening after hours here? Amazon's unchanged. Gold is up a little. SPY's down 40 cents. Tesla down 87 cents. VIX is up 26 cents. That's a pretty big move. That is a pretty big move. All right. So listen, before I let you go, before I put on my hiking boots, go for a nice little hike today, beautiful weather. I like to talk about this saying every day. As you know, I really believe in it. But if we can all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. I try to do this every day. Some days I do it better than others. But I do try to go out and try to do something nice, or have at least some nice words, or try to help someone out every day. Makes them feel good, makes me feel better for making the effort. I also try to go out and do something nice for an animal. If I come across an animal, they appreciate it as well. You know, I think if you start doing this every day, it's going to just make your life better. I think you're going to feel better, make your life better. And I think one day, if you need it, someone might be right there for you and offer a little act of kindness to you as well. So, okay, any other questions from anyone? Anything I can help you with? I am here. Let me know. Let's see, I can take this back over here like that. Get rid of that. Paxton says, thanks, Greg. You are welcome, Packy. You are welcome. I've got to give you a call, Pack. We need to catch up. Okay, so I think we have everything out of there. So Apple's still around. So I have the SPY. That's it. I have the SPY, and that is it. Now, is anyone else still on Amazon? I'm not. Rich, I'm not sure. Have to ask him Thursday when we have lessons. And Michael Martins may still be in. Not 100% sure. He's driving. If you're out there, Michael, hope you're doing well. Hope you and your wife are doing well. Hope you're driving safely today. So yeah, the board is definitely shrinking. No doubt about it. What happened with Love? Love hung in there for Ava. Oh, CNK did go up at the end of the day for the dynamic duo. Nice. That wasn't looking so hot tamale earlier. And Etsy looking pretty good there as well. So, I'm glad to see CNK was up. Hey, Tom, what's going on, bud? Looking forward to our lessons tomorrow. Tom says, hi, Greg. On Tesla, even though it closed above the 200-day, wouldn't you need another trigger? The big red bar may be a big red flag. Well, Tesla does backtest well under 200, over 200. So as a standalone indicator, I would have bought this. It looks like I missed it. 665.16, 665.76. The main key here is that it did reject the 100-day moving average, it rejected the 50, it rejected the 200-day moving average, and it's a good risk to reward ratio. Now, let's look at the weekly. Weekly, I do kind of like the weekly. Shoot. That didn't work, and that didn't work. All right, let's try it this way. How am I going to do this? There we go. You see how the weekly bounced at the 20 EMA, Tom? That's what I'm talking about with confluences of signals. So actually, I didn't look at this earlier, but I already have a trade in Tesla on the weekly. But I like the multiple time frames. I like that we rejected the 20 EMA, and we also rejected the 200. So what did you say here? Wouldn't you need another trigger? That big red bar may be a red flag. Well, this whole move down here is a red flag. But if we take the top and the bottom and we go to halfway, if we have a rally to halfway, we still could rally to about here before we got to the 50% mark. And so from here to here's profits plenty more than 2 to 1 from here to here. So yeah, I would have considered buying this today, but when I looked at it earlier, it was under the 200. So I just kind of forgot about it. But Ava was right. It did close back over, and you know, it didn't just reject the 200, but it rejected the -1 ATR channel, the 50 SMA, and the 100. So a little scary for sure, but I still think it would be a legitimate trade. Jonathan says, cheers, guys. Good to see you, Jonathan. Hope you have a nice evening, my friend. Michael says, thank you for everything, Greg. Having rules means you don't have to panic about what the heck to do on a bad day. That's true. Very low level of stress today. It's so much better than I used to be. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That's what's nice about having rules. If I have a rule not to do this, I just don't do that. I don't have to anguish about it, clutch my pearls, wring my hands. You know, everything in trading for me is about sustainability, about just having rules so I don't have so much angst. I understand the angst. Oh, should I not? Oh, It's just easier, you know, just like if I say I don't drink. If I don't drink, I don't drink. It just makes it easy, right? And if that's a rule, then it's a rule, you know, but having your rules in trading just makes it easy, takes the angst away, and doesn't wear you out, and again, makes trading sustainable. Tom says, okay, that half bar is a big move up. Makes sense. Okay. Yep, up to the halfway. David says, thanks for everything, Greg and group. Thank you, David. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope the shoulder's doing well. So, yeah, again, beautiful day. Went for a hike yesterday. Oh, I forgot the pictures. I forgot to send. Oh, I'll have to show you those after. But yeah, this is kind of an interesting day for me, only being up, or I'm sorry, only having SPY. Well, that's not true. I have some weekly trades and some monthly trades. But as far as my day swing trades, that's all I have is the overnight SPY trade. Ava says, Tesla is at a better price after hours, but I'd be more encouraged to add if it closed with more conviction. I agree. And Ava, you already have Tesla on the weekly as well, right? Tonight in our lesson, Ava, I'm going to have to tell you something about something I did with Tesla. I'm not trying to do this as a takeaway, but it's so embarrassing, I am only going to tell Ava. Ava says, thank you, Greg, and everyone. All right. And that's 6:30, right, Ava? My time. All right. Well, listen, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you have any jokes, puns, sports facts, well wishes, I don't know, anything. Tom says, I just added Tesla after hours. Okay. Let's see what's at. TSLA after hours is down $1.21. Be careful if you buy after hours with that big spread, right? 20-cent spread. I guess that's not too big, but somewhat. And what's Amazon doing after hours? Oh, down $3. I am looking at Budweiser. It was down today. Budweiser is so low. I like companies that I know are not going to go out of business. I imagine Budweiser is not going to go out of business. But what I'd like to see a either a close back over the 30 RSI. I'd really like to see it drip down a little bit more, go lower than this previous low, have a double bottom bullish divergence, poke its head down here, and then go back up, close above the 30 RSI. That's really what I would be looking for, and then also get a close back above the negative third ATR channel on the weekly as well. $6:30 it is. Kat says, thank you, Greg. Have a great evening, all. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate you being here. Dan gives me the peace sign and the love sign. Angry joy to Gregor and Gossett. Angry joy. What is that, like an indie band? My mom used to call me Gregor. Dan says, oops, and instead of angry. Oops, and instead of angry. Okay, I'm still trying to figure that out. But I like the peace sign and the heart, that's for sure. All right. All right. Well, interesting times. We've had a big run up here. I'm not surprised to see a little bit of a pullback. The VIX kind of did its thing today. But as far as the Qs go, who was asking me that, Waterbender, we are back in the value zone. We are in the value zone. We've had 1, 2, 3 days of sideways motion. I could see a gap down, maybe a reversal back up, false breakout to the downside, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, drive safe, be kind to each other. And what is tomorrow? Wednesday. Garbage day tomorrow, Wednesday. Remember to put it down tonight. Dan says, peace, love, and joy to all. That sounds like something Dan would say. That's why I love Dan. Peace, love, and joy to you as well, Dan. All right. Take care, everyone. Got to have to run the U.S. legal disclaimer on the way out. And oh, by the way, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, if you could, I would really appreciate that. All right. Take care, everyone. Talk to you soon. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.